is Wellness Talk, where together we will discover how to live well.
Okay. Hey.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Part two.
So, how we talk about how the qi and blood in the period.
Yeah.
So now we're going into like different phases of our period. So you know how like in the period we have the ovulation, we have the period itself, and how our hormone, emotion, everything change with different week of the month. Yeah. So how do you how do you
I don't like
feel?
anything.
You don't like anything at all? So
I don't like anything.
Is there a certain week of the month that you just feel like you're more flirty? You feel like
Oh,
you're more,
yeah.
blooming.
I feel that right before my period.
Right
before my flow. Where I feel a little bit more feminine. Like how you say blooming.
Yes.
And I'll be like, I just feel more feminine. But I rarely act on it because unless because we're in a very like stressful, most of the time we're in a working phase.
Yes.
And it always happens to be like when I'm about to be on my period, there's something going on. There's
You're
like
not aware that you are very
I'm aware.
feminine?
I'm aware, and I'm like, oh, well, I can't really do anything about it. I'm like, well, what do I do with it? And a lot of times it's like either we're working so much or I'm in a stressful state. Not exactly that I'm stressed out, but it's a stressful state. So it's not the time for that. It's not.
So that's pretty normal because like we talk about how liver is in charge of the blood.
Yeah.
And so when right after ovulation, it's like your body is made to get a baby. So it's like blooming, right? You get a flower when you have like a nutrient. So that we talked about last time. So how...
Oh, yeah.
So it's like there's a stage. So when the plants come up with the flower, it's like we want to survive. We're ready for the next generation. But if you are not, but then your hormone would drop for, you're not conceived, you're not ready for a baby. So then now let's close down this
the factory.
System. Let's drain everything that's needed because your uterus line up with this blood lining. That's where the periods come from. So how you see this blood are your every month, that's the lining of
the uterus. Yeah.
So that was supposed to be prepared for your baby. So when you have a baby, it's where the nutrients.
It's his house.
Yeah, that balcony, the palace, the house we were talking about, the uterus palace, and so. When at that time, right before the period, it's the blooming part and how liver is taking care of this. But because your factory is so focused on taking care of body to produce this blood to make sure that you have enough nutrient, all of a sudden when you're not ready to conceive, they have to do like extra work, like recap. Like, hey, let's realign. Let's go back there. And
close it down.
We need to like recycle.
Everybody out.
Recycle all the everything.
Yeah.
So that's where the period come from. And when that time, again, when your blood is not enough, you're deficient of the liver. We talk about the fear. Your body is in a state that, my queen is not ready. We are insecure, so we want to make sure it's okay. Your body, your queen have no time to take care of other extra stress. That's why you're in a state like, emotional, like, okay, I just don't want to deal with it. But I kind of feel that feeling there, but I don't want to, not as motivated.
Yeah, not motivated. It's weird. It's like it's like yes, no.
We welcome all the guys and gentlemen to listen this episode with us because it's how we feel.
Yeah. It's weird. It kind of messes with you.
It's a hormone. And that comes into how we talk about birth control and also how the hormone before pregnancy, during pregnancy, after pregnancy. So we talk about this hormone called relaxin. relaxin in the hormone, because we have that every month, and we notice that we will have pain throughout the certain time of the month. You feel more pain because the lack of relaxin in our hormone make us alarm that, oh, there's pain. Instead of having that relaxin when you're more fertile, you're ready, it's like your body is at the best stage to bloom, you got all the source, you don't feel that pain. But when there's an imbalance, like when the hormone drop, your body doesn't have that enough hormone, you feel that pain. And same thing to post-pregnancy. That's why we talk about how a lot of pregnancy women postpartum, they might not feel as much pain at the first couple months, but after a couple months, once the baby is ready to walk and she start feeling all the pain in her body, because the pain has been there the whole time, or it has been there throughout the pregnancy, or the pain would be there even before pregnancy. Something may be misaligned, your body are already in pain, but wasn't treated until during the pregnancy, the hormone was there's more in your body during the pregnancy, and 3 to 6 months after pregnancy, you don't feel those pain. Because our body is an amazing way that how we build this hormone balance to get you ready for bearing a child. It's just amazing in this way. You are able to carry on more. Yeah.
Pretty weird.
It's
incredible.
It's incredible from the nature that we were built this way.
That you can do that. That your body does it without, you don't even know too.
We don't even know.
You don't need consciousness for your body to do that.
And that's why we talk about how to treat your body like a pregnant woman, because our cells are regenerating our metabolites every day.
Yeah.
We're aging the first day we born to the world. We're aging every day. It's just that you want to age beautifully or gracefully. Yes, that's the perfect word. It's like, look, we talked about gardener, right?
Yeah.
How they make sure our flowers are blooming perfectly, or nutrient wise they're greener or more colorful.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how we want our period to be. So that comes into how these natural function we have our period, because we need this function to get us every month. And as long as you have your period, you're fertile.
Whoop-de-doo.
So this is a good news. It's a good news for all the women. If you're at your age of above 35 above, even if you're 40, as long as you have your egg, you're fertile. Okay? So you have certain amount of egg.
Are you saying it's not dangerous to have children in your 40s?
No, not that way. Because, again, of course, there's more complication as we age. That's why after 35, it's in the conventional medicine, we look in a way that there's more testing. We want to be more aware, be more alert when you're having pregnancy older, because you want to make sure your the blood sugar level is okay, and you're not having hypertension, high blood pressure during your pregnancy. And our metabolism are slower as we age. So of course, when you're older, when you have a pregnancy, your body is you're moving slower.
Yeah.
So definitely there's more complication as we age. But that doesn't come into a fear that not having a baby when you get older. Yeah, it doesn't equal that you will have danger. But definitely the cell is not as new, is not as young compared to the 20s. Of course, there may be some. But again, it could be your egg is more mature.
Oh,
right.
So what does that mean?
That means maybe your baby are smarter when they come
Really?
out later. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Of course. There are.
You have a baby later in life, you can have a smarter baby?
Could be.
Why is
possible. I think there's research on this, but not
really?
Definite, like not promising.
Oh, okay, but it's studied.
There's research about
really?
it. It's
interesting.
Like, because and I think it comes back
the baby comes out one. I I'm one. What the hell?
but it comes back into how, I don't know the English name, but the tai jiao is like when your baby, the fetus learn when they're in your womb.
That kind of makes sense because if, say you're a young mom and you have a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, you're not mature. You're not.
You have a lot of fear.
Yeah, you have a lot of emotion. First of all, a lot of emotion, and second of all, not experience, and you are more. No one's experienced for their first pregnancy for sure, but I mean, like during the pregnancy, if you're more, you're mental wise, you're more mature.
They say like too, if you laugh a lot.
Yeah.
When you're pregnant, like that also influences your fetus versus being I don't know, being sad all the time. Yeah.
Of course, there's there's research about this, but I prefer everyone look into more.
It's
on
interesting
yourself,
for sure.
because if there's more stress on your during your pregnancy, that will interfere with how the left brain and the right brain produce.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like how the left brain and the right brain is more impact. So if there's more stress, of course there's less creativity, there's more.
Are you a more logical
yeah,
person?
More logical.
Whoa.
Yeah, if you're more stressed. And but if the mom is in a more calm, more like, basically if you have a little plant, you want them to grow free, you don't give them extra stuff. You support them, but you don't suppress them. So if you have too much stress, that's like you're suppressing the fetus.
That makes sense.
That's the concept. Not necessary, but again, it's very important that during the pregnancy, you just want to make sure that you're in a harmony.
Yeah.
You can't promise yourself that you're not going to be sad, you're not going to be emotional. You can't say that you're not going to cry, because I know like a lot of pregnant women, they're more sensitive, they're more emotional, but that doesn't mean it's not right. It's normal.
Yeah.
It's just that your hormone level is higher compared to.
You feel more.
Yeah. So
perhaps.
Again, I would say this come back to the period. I usually recommend my female patient, make sure your periods are regular, normal. If you have pain, that's normal. Not normal. Not the best. Not that you're a defect. It's just you're not the best shape for a pregnancy. So we recommend you get your period. First of all, the time is very regular. The flow is regular. There's no pain. There's no cyst. Nothing, or unless there's a congenital, like it's you're born defect, then that's a different story. But most of the time, we just want to make sure it's smooth, it's normal. That's the first step. And then the next step is having your pregnancy in the harmony way, because you want your period, when your period is normal, your emotion, your stress, everything is balanced. If you have that high fluctuation of your hormone, it's like so excited and suddenly drop after ovulation, if you know that you're this type of woman, your body responds very sensitive even without period. When you're in pregnancy, it's very likely that you have a very high level of hormone during the pregnancy, and you also will have a very high level of drop after pregnancy. So that's how it comes into like postpartum depression, or female during the pregnancy, they have more, they're more sensitive, or they react to stuff and events differently.
You're saying if I'm a woman who has very like drastic
change in hormone
or response during my period, then it's more likely that when I'm pregnant, I'll experience some more drastic things.
Change, but not necessary. Again, this is a balance. So if I look at a scale, like there's a maximum and minimum throughout this flow. If my period is like that, but during a pregnancy, because I have to do that, maybe it's good for your pregnancy. Maybe that during your pregnancy, it was a very smooth one. But after pregnancy, back to the hormone, your body's like, we're ready for a period, or we're ready for a baby. Where am I?
No more baby.
Yeah, but I want a baby. So,
do you want kids?
I want kids.
Yeah.
Definitely. Do you?
No.
then that comes into birth control's role. If you don't want a baby, you take birth control, but you don't have to.
Yeah, we don't take it.
You don't have to. Yeah. Well, is there a reason why you don't want a baby? Is responsibility?
I think to me, not ready, and not something I'm interested in. Yeah.
You never imagine your life picture with a baby, is that
not
right?
for a long time. Yeah, not for a very long time. Maybe when I was a child I was like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to think as a woman or as a girl.
Well, that's how everyone, that's the society.
But that's it. That's the only time that I thought I would have a kid, is when I'm a kid, and I'm because like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to think.
Yeah, that's like the traditional social value. But deep down, you think no.
I think no. Yeah, I honestly think.
Is there a reason make you feel no, or just like that's not something you want right now?
I think it's probably a combination of both. It's really hard to get outside of yourself and really analyze what you really feel.
Focus on yourself first,
I think I'm so. I don't think the lifestyle that we lead supports that as well.
Well, that would come into the status if you are able to raise the child. But without that question, like, do you want a baby? It's like,
that's the question that I'm not able to answer fully, because it's because my personality is very grounded. It's like, well, this is my situation. I can't think of another situation.
It's like you're comfortable here.
Yeah.
But you're not sure if having a baby is a lifestyle that you can take, because once you go in there,
or that I want. I'm sure I could take it. Because there's so many people who do it who are mothers and not prepared, and they can do it. I'm sure I could do it, but do I want it?
Not sure yet.
I don't think so.
I think I'm at the stage too. Yeah. I think because the more that we learn, the more information we have. It's like just like how they said that nowadays we are more educated and we go into marriage and having a child later. It's just giving us more restriction to ourselves. We just tell ourselves like, maybe that's not what.
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
Yeah, maybe it's not necessary to a full life, or to my full life. So
it's not a plus to a perfect life that you want. It's not a plus. It's okay to have it. It's okay not to have it. It's not like necessary.
Exactly. That's how I feel. I'm like, that's cool. I feel like I nurture the side of mothering and things like this. I do mothering behaviors and things in other ways. So that's why I don't feel a need to mother my own child. Like, I'm like, I mother so many things.
Yeah. Like,
and I'm okay with that.
Like your
like my dog or my husband even, or my team. Like, I mother them, and that's enough. Like, I'm satisfied with it. That's why I feel. But I can't really tell you for 100% certainty because if this is the life I didn't have, would I want children? I don't know.
Yeah. No one knows. Like,
I can't tell you that.
But me too. It's like you're not at the age like, oh, definitely I want this one.
I have no idea.
But I think it's okay because in the end, you want your baby to come naturally, without stress.
Yeah.
I understand that with the conventional medicine telling us that you're aging at a certain age, like we just talked about how growing up being more older, you have slower metabolism rate, so you will have the fear that having your baby at an older age, you will have more complication. But that shouldn't be a reason that make you want a baby right away.
I think they're just trying to get you in there.
They give you a mindset that, because you're not ready for this, so you probably have to do IUI or all type of different
like method,
convention medicine to get a baby. But your body has a factory, body has a function. The period came naturally, so baby should come naturally too. Okay, unless there are other heritage genetic reasons that we talk about. I do know I have a patient that should have genetic disease, then they definitely need to go through that intervention, that making sure that the baby does not have that genetic disease. So that's a different story. But otherwise, most of us are healthy, and that's very lovely and thankful that we came out healthy. That's the most important part. That's the most stressful part for a mom.
Probably, yeah.
That's the only thing mom should be worried about. Don't worry about how the baby's gonna come out.
Good luck with that.
just like the relationship with our parents.
Oh Lord,
end, like,
we should do a show on our relationship with our parents.
Because no matter how old you are, you're gonna worry about your kids. And just like that, no matter how old we are, we still respect them as a parent. It's just, that bonding. We don't get to choose that relationship. Yes.
You sound so sad.
Why are you so sad? I'm just saying. No. I'm not sad. We're just talking very seriously. It's like it's something that we don't get to choose.
Yes.
But it's a life lesson that we weren't born with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I read? It's like you do choose your parents.
Really? Let's come back from the break
and
we'll talk about how this.
Well, that should be another episode, but
yeah.
I think it's interesting. We should talk about it.
The information shared on this podcast does not replace any medical advice from your doctor. Our goal is to inspire and share our personal stories on health and wellness.
Okay. All right, we're back.
Welcome back, and we were just talking about how you actually choose your parents.
Well, maybe. I mean, it's something I read.
Do you want to share about that?
Yeah, I read it in my Louise Hay book, and
okay.
And so it's one of the first things you read. It says that we choose everything in life in a way, either consciously or unconsciously.
Interesting.
And unconsciously, your energy or how you arrive in this world, this is the theory or whatever. I chose to believe it because I kind of like how I like how it felt when I read it. Or how I received this.
I believe that.
So it says that you actually choose your parents because you are going to come in here and you're going to need to learn a certain amount of lessons. Whether you learn them or not, that's kind of up to you. So your parents are there to present certain challenges or whatever. Even you choose your parents, you choose your race, you choose everything. I thought it was so interesting how she worded that.
Start up as an introduction.
Yeah, it's in the beginning of this book. And I was like, really? And I mean, when I'm reading this, I'm not reading it like scoffing at her. I'm just like, I'm open to this information. I'm open to another possibility. So I'm reading it and she's like, yeah, you choose all of that because for whatever reason, it's just how it is. The universe, you are wanting to learn certain things in this world in your time here.
I believe there's a purpose that we come to.
And that's why you're Asian woman. Maybe that's why you. When I'm saying this, I'm saying this to myself. Why you feel so much? Why you experience so much pain? Why you talk a lot? All these. I was like thinking, why am I the way that I am? Maybe it's because how I present in the world is to help. Sometimes I feel like I feel too much. Or I talk too much, and maybe it's because for those who can't speak or cannot express fully, I can help them advocate what they want to say or feel. I was like, that's kind of true because if I look at my little personality thing, it's the mediator, the bridge builder. And I was like, oh. So I'll read all these little things, and that's why I feel like you do choose I believe what she was saying, that you do choose your parents.
I believe that we choose our parents or we can see our parents before we become their baby.
Isn't that weird?
I believe that. I totally believe that. And also I totally believe that we come to the world with purpose.
And you got to find it.
Everyone has their own purpose and there's reason why you're in this world. And just while you're talking, I think about Wonder Woman. Have you watched Wonder Woman?
I love Wonder Woman. I love Gal Gadot.
Yeah, and the new one's coming
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, they postponed it to October, but
in 1984.
I'm very excited.
I'm excited, yeah. I love her.
So, you know how, like, in the story, I'm not trying to spoil, but what her power and her success come from the power of love. And I think that's it's not necessarily a trauma, but a lesson that learned or something happened to empower us. And I think that's something we call a lesson to the life. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it's still like
sometimes it doesn't feel always good, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, why am I going through this? It's like, well, because you asked for it.
Yeah, and again, it's not. There's nothing wrong with being always positive, but being always positive is not necessarily the best.
I don't think it's real. Also,
It's not real. It's a balance of good and bad. So we all have negative feeling. It's just we have to face it and let it out. So it's normal if you have any deep down like
negativity.
It's just we just face it
or
and
sadness.
let it out. Yeah, it's okay to be sad. If you have to cry it out, just cry it out. And if it has to be out, it has to go.
Yeah.
And we're thankful for these experiences to make us better, because the next time when we face it, we know we're not going to be as sad.
Right.
Yeah. That's how we empower ourselves and become better.
Right.
I don't know how we come to this part, but how have you heard about how the kids like on their first years old, once they start talking, you can ask them some question that is very interesting. They would talk they would talk some, like, I remember my nephew on the first I don't think it's true, but because at that time he's not there yet. But when he saw my sister's wedding, the engagement photo, she was like, "Mom, where did they?" He doesn't say that. Where am I? He didn't ask where is he. He just like, "Oh, I know, I'm in your stomach. I'm coming out soon." Wow. It's
weird.
But that's like, I think I heard like in your age, when you're very, very young, the kids will say something that's like, "Are you alien? Did you know me before I'm in this relationship?"
Oh yeah. I've heard some things like that.
Yeah.
Like oh yeah, I was coming. Like they know, and then they kind of forget as they get older.
Yeah.
Weird, huh?
I don't think it's weird. It's just fun. It's like,
weird, but in a good way.
It's like
oh,
guardian angel. They're protecting you, and they're always there. It's like, "Oh, I want you to be my mom. I want you to be my dad." And you're like,
yeah, it kind of feels like that. Like you have this couple, like say your mom and dad, and then you're this floating, like this is how I imagine it as I was reading it. I was like, oh,
floating
are you
in the
saying
universe.
Yeah, I was floating in the universe, and like I was like, oh, I have some things to learn, and I feel like this couple can help me
and
pursue
I want to
that.
go through there. I want to come this way, and I want to
use that as a vehicle. Yeah, I want to use this couple as a vehicle to learn the lessons that I want to learn.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of read it, and I was like, that's crazy.
I believe that. I totally believe.
And then I was like on board. I was like, I like that.
Yeah. So make sure you look into the book, and I don't know how we come to this end with the female health topic, but if you have any discomfort or professional advice, must go through your primary doctor, especially, or specialist from gynecologist, or check with your acupuncturist for other advice on herbs or any other health and diet habit to get your period more blooming and peaceful.
Yeah, I've been blooming.
Yeah. Thank you for talking about this, and we'll see you guys next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Yay.